things to your life for years. Commitments, relationships, habits, possessions, subscriptions, stories about who you are. Each one looked manageable when you took it on. Together, they've become a load you've been quietly hauling around, draining your energy in ways you've stopped noticing. And here's the truth. The next stage of your life isn't going to be reached through more adding. It's going to be reached through subtracting, through deliberately cutting what doesn't belong anymore, so that what does belong has room to breathe. Most adults never do this work. They keep accumulating until they collapse under the weight. The wise ones periodically cut. You see, your life has grown crowded. There are things in it that served you once and no longer do. There are people you've kept close out of habit, not out of fit. There are expenses you forgot you signed up for. There are stories about who you are that haven't been true for years. You cannot keep accumulating without subtracting. The crowding is what's making everything feel heavy. And the lightness you've been wanting comes from cutting, not from adding one more thing. Listen, today I want to walk you through 9 things you must cut from your life this year. Not gradually, not eventually. This year. Because this is the year you decide what gets to stay and what doesn't. And the cutting, once you start, produces an effect you've forgotten was possible. Your life becoming lighter, your energy returning, your direction sharpening, all because you finally let go of what you'd been carrying that no longer needed to be carried. By the end of this, you'll have a clear list. Things to cut. Specific. Not abstract. And the year ahead becomes the year of the great subtraction. The year your life gets meaningfully lighter because you finally did the work of removing what shouldn't have been there anymore. Now, before we get into the 9 things, you have to understand what the accumulated load is actually costing you. Because most people, when they're carrying too much, don't know they're carrying too much. They've adjusted to the weight. They've forgotten what lighter feels like. They think the heaviness is just what adult life is supposed to feel like. Here's the truth. The heaviness is not normal. The heaviness is a signal that you've been adding without subtracting for too long. Every healthy life has a rhythm of taking on and letting go. When the taking on continues without the letting go, the life gets crowded. The crowded life produces the exhaustion you've been feeling, and the exhaustion gets blamed on other things, your job, your age, your circumstances, when the actual cause is the load itself. You see, the things you've accumulated have a daily energy cost. Every single day, every commitment you're maintaining requires some of your attention. Every relationship you're keeping requires some of your bandwidth. Every subscription you're paying for requires some of your money. Every story about yourself you're maintaining requires some of your mental energy. Each item on its own looks small. Together, they eat most of your daily resources before you've gotten to anything that actually matters to you. And here's what most people don't see. The accumulated load is what's preventing the new things from arriving. The new opportunities, the new relationships, the new directions, they cannot fit into a life that's already full. There's no room. The room would have to be created by removing what's already there. And the removing is the work most people never do, which is why most people's lives stay full of old stuff and short on new stuff. You must reckon with this clearly. The cost of carrying everything you've accumulated is not measured in any single item. It's measured in the energy you don't have, the opportunities that don't arrive, the lightness you can't feel, the new chapter that can't begin because the old chapter is still occupying all the space. Every year you avoid the subtraction work, the the load grows and the cost grows with it. Cutting things is going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to second guess yourself. You're going to wonder if you're being too aggressive. Stay with it anyway. The discomfort of cutting is short. The relief afterward is permanent. And the version of your life that exists after the cuts is the version you've been quietly wanting for years without knowing how to get to it. The how is the cutting. Today, 9 specific things, all of them ready to be cut this year. Number 1. You must cut, or at least dramatically reduce contact with, the people in your life who consistently drain your energy. Not the people who go through hard times and need support. Not the people who occasionally need something from you. The people whose presence in your life on a regular basis leaves you depleted every single time. You see, every adult has somebody like this, sometimes more than one. They're not necessarily bad people. They might be old friends who have grown into a different relationship with their own life than the one you've grown into. They might be family members whose patterns drain you in ways nobody else's do. They might be colleagues you spend time with out of habit. The shape varies. The energy cost is consistent. Here's the truth. You can map this clearly if you look. You must make a list of the people who get regular time in your week. After each one, write down how you feel after spending time with them. Energized, neutral, depleted. The ones consistently in the depleted column are the ones you must cut or reduce significantly, because the time you give them is time taken from your one finite life. The cutting doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't have to confront anybody. You don't have to issue declarations. You just reduce the frequency. The weekly call becomes monthly. The monthly dinner becomes quarterly. The regular hang becomes occasional. The relationship doesn't end. It just takes less of your energy than it used to. And here's what happens. The energy that was being drained gets returned to you. You have more capacity for the relationships that energize you. You have more capacity for the work that matters. You have more capacity for the new people who will fit better than the old ones did. You can do this without guilt. Adults are allowed to choose how their finite weekly hours get distributed. The people who consistently drain you are not entitled to that time just because they had it last year. The reorganizing of your social weight is one of the cleanest acts of self-care available to you. Do it this year. Next. Cut your default yes, the reflexive agreement to every request that lands in front of you. Because most adults have a default yes that they don't even notice. Somebody asks, they say yes, they figure out how to fit it in later. The default yes is what's filling your calendar with obligations that don't actually serve you. You see, the default yes is a habit installed years ago, often in childhood, when saying yes was how you stayed in good standing with the adults around you. Then you grew up and the habit kept running. Now, every request that arrives gets the same automatic yes that your 8-year-old self would have given. The result is a calendar full of yeses that the adult version of you would never have chosen if you had paused to think. Here's the truth. The default yes has to be replaced with a default delay. Not a default no, a default delay. When somebody asks you for something, you do not answer immediately. You say, "Let me think about it and get back to you." That single phrase, used consistently, breaks the reflexive yes. The pause that follows lets the adult version of you decide whether this is something you actually want to take on. You cannot let every request through, and often in the pause, the answer becomes clearly no. The request that seemed reasonable in the moment turns out to be a low priority item that you'd have agreed to without thinking. The pause saved you from a yes you'd have regretted. You go back to the person with a clear no, polite but firm. They are usually fine. The world doesn't end. And your calendar stays clear of one more obligation that wouldn't have served you. You must install the default delay this year. Treat it as a discipline, not an exception. Every request gets the pause. Every pause produces a more deliberate answer. Over a year, the number of yeses you give drops dramatically. The number of low-quality obligations on your calendar drops dramatically. And the space that opens up gets filled with the work and the people that actually matter. Next, you got to go through every recurring expense in your life and cut the ones you don't actually use. Because most adults are paying for things every month that they signed up for once and have not actively used in months, sometimes years. The money keeps leaving the account. The value stopped showing up a long time ago. You see, recurring expenses have a hidden quality. They charge automatically. You don't see the charge most months. You forget you're paying for them. And so they continue year after year eating money you would never spend if you were making the decision fresh each month. Here's the truth. You must do the audit. It's simple. Pull up your last 3 months of statements. Find every recurring charge. For each one, ask, am I actively using this? Did this add value to my life last month? If the answer is no, you cancel it. Today. Not later. Today. Most people, when they do this audit, find 10 to 20 subscriptions or memberships they had forgotten about. Cable channels, memberships to organizations they don't visit, software they don't use, magazines they don't read, premium versions of things they barely use. The cumulative monthly cost is usually substantial. The cumulative annual cost is enough to fund a meaningful investment year after year that the no audit version of them would never have built. The fix is to audit once, cut what's not earning its place, and then install a quarterly review. Every 3 months, you look at your recurring expenses and reassess. Things that were earning their place last quarter might not be earning it this quarter. You cut them again. The quarterly discipline prevents the slow reaccumulation that would otherwise return your monthly outflow to where it was before. This is one of the easiest cuts on the list. It costs nothing. It takes one afternoon. It returns money to you every month for the rest of your life. The recurring charge you cancel today saves you money for as many years as you would have otherwise kept paying it. Multiply that by 10 or 20 subscriptions, and the savings become substantial. Do the audit this week. Next. You have to cut the stories you tell about who you are that aren't true anymore. Because most adults are operating with self-stories that were accurate at some point in their lives and are no longer accurate. And yet they keep telling them. To themselves, to other people. And the stories keep producing the behavior that the no longer true identity implies. You see, the self-stories you tell are powerful. They organize your behavior, your choices, your defaults. If you tell yourself you're not a morning person, you arrange your life around being a not morning person. If you tell yourself you're bad with money, you make decisions consistent with being bad with money. The story produces the behavior. The behavior confirms the story. The loop continues. Here's the truth. Many of those stories were true at the age you formed them and are no longer true now. You've grown, you've changed. The you of today is not the you of 15 years ago. But the stories from 15 years ago are still running, organizing the behavior of the present day you around an identity that has actually shifted. The cut is to identify the stories and stop telling them. You got to make a list of every "I am the kind of person who" statement you regularly make about yourself. Then ask of each one, is this still true? Is this who I actually am now? Or is this who I was a decade ago, still narrating my present-day life as if the old identity hadn't changed? The stories that aren't true anymore get cut. You stop saying them out loud. You stop saying them in your head. When the impulse to say one arises, you catch it, and you replace it with something more current. Not necessarily the opposite. Just something more honest about who you are now, instead of who you were then. Over a year of this work, the outdated self-stories quiet down. The behaviors they were producing change accordingly. The identity that emerges is closer to who you actually are now. And the life you're living starts to fit the current version of you, instead of being organized around a version that left a decade ago. Next, cut the activities you've been doing that look productive but produce nothing. Because every adult has a set of these. Activities that feel like work, look like work, fill the hours of work but produce no actual output. Reorganizing files, endless tweaking of plans that never get executed, updating systems that don't need updating. The activity feels responsible. The result is zero. You see, the productivity theater activities are dangerous because they replace real work without you noticing. You spend 3 hours organizing your notes. At the end of the 3 hours, your notes are organized, but nothing was created, sold, built, or moved. You spent the time. You produced nothing. And yet, because you were busy, you tell yourself you worked. Here's the truth. Most adults run several productivity theater activities daily, sometimes for hours each day. The cumulative loss over years is enormous. The hours that should have gone into real work, the calls, the creation, the building, went into activities that produced nothing but the feeling of having been busy. You got to identify them honestly. Make a list of how you spend your work hours. For each activity, ask what was produced, what moved forward as a result, what actually got created or delivered. The activities that produce nothing get cut from your daily flow. Not because they aren't real activities, because they aren't real work. This is going to feel uncomfortable. The productivity theater activities are comfortable, they're predictable, they give the feeling of accomplishment without the discomfort of real work, which always involves risk, exposure, and the possibility of producing something nobody likes. Cutting them means leaning into the harder, riskier activities that actually produce results. But here's what happens after you cut them. The hours that used to disappear into productivity theater get freed up. You have time for the real work that you've been complaining you don't have time for. And the real work, given the time it needs, starts producing the results you've been wanting. Not because you got more disciplined, because you stopped substituting comfortable busyness for uncomfortable production. The substitution was the problem all along. The cutting is the fix. Next, you got to cut your need to convince people who weren't going to be convinced. Because most adults spend a meaningful amount of their energy trying to bring people around to their point of view, their perspective, their choices. People who were never going to come around no matter what was said. You see, the people in your life have their own framing of reality. Some of them, no matter how much you explain, no matter how much evidence you present, no matter how reasonable you sound, are going to stick with the framing they came in with. You're not going to change their mind. The mind isn't open to being changed. And every single day, every hour you spend trying is an hour subtracted from your one finite life. Here's the truth. Most arguments are not actually resolvable through more talking. Each side has their position. Each side has their evidence. Each side believes the other is wrong. And more talking does not produce convergence. It usually produces escalation, hardening, frustration. Both sides leave more entrenched than they came in. The cut is to stop trying. You state your position once, clearly. You hear the other person's position. You acknowledge that you disagree, and then you stop. You don't try to win the argument. You don't try to persuade. You don't try to make them see what you see. You let them have their view. You keep your view, and you both go on with your lives. This is going to feel like giving up. It isn't. It's recognizing that some conversations have a ceiling, and continuing past the ceiling produces only damage. The energy you used to spend on these conversations gets freed up. You have more energy for the people who are actually open to dialogue. You have more energy for the work you care about. The freed energy is substantial. This applies in family arguments, political conversations, professional disagreements, friendships where you've been trying to get the other person to see things differently. In every case, the cut is the same. State your view once. Acknowledge disagreement. Stop. Move on. The relationship survives much better when you stop trying to win the unwinnable, and your energy returns to you for the things that actually move. Next, you must cut every years-old grudge you've been carrying, because the grudges feel like protection, like maintaining your dignity, like making the other person pay. The truth is the opposite. The grudges are not protecting you. They are quietly costing you year after year in ways you've stopped seeing because the cost has been running so long. You see, every grudge you maintain takes a small amount of daily energy. The remembering, the justifying, the avoiding, the mental space the resentment occupies. None of it is large on a given day. Over years, the accumulated cost is enormous. And the cost is paid by you, not by the person you've been holding the grudge against. They usually don't even know. Let me tell you about a woman I once knew. She had been carrying a grudge against her sister for 15 years by the time we met. The two of them had once been close. Then something had happened during a particularly hard period in their lives. Words said in anger, hurt that was not properly addressed at the time. The woman had cut off contact. They saw each other at family events. They did not speak for 15 years. She had her reasons. The hurt had been real. The sister had said things that were hard to forgive. The woman had told herself year after year that her position was correct, that her boundary was justified, that she was protecting herself from somebody who had not earned her trust back. And then her sister died. Heart attack at 52, sudden, no warning. The woman found out by phone, mid-afternoon, on an ordinary Tuesday. She went to the funeral. She listened to the eulogies. She heard people talk about her sister in ways she had not heard for 15 years. She remembered who her sister had been. And sitting there with no possibility of any further conversation, she realized something that hit her hard. The grudge she had been protecting for 15 years had cost her one of the only people in the world who had actually known her whole life. The reasons for the grudge had been real. The cost of carrying it had been disproportionate. She had spent 15 years protecting her hurt instead of repairing the relationship. And now, repair was not possible. Her sister was gone. The last conversation they would ever have was the angry one, from a decade and a half before. She told me, months later, the grudge had felt like dignity, like protecting myself, like making her pay for what she had done. None of it was worth it. I would give anything for one more conversation. The thing I had been protecting for 15 years had cost me something that no protection was worth. You may have a grudge like that running in your life right now, maybe more than one. The reasons for them may be real. The cost of carrying them is almost always higher than the protection they provide. And the cost compounds every year you keep carrying them, while the protection provides almost nothing it didn't provide in the first year. Cut the grudges this year. Not by reconciling necessarily. Sometimes reconciliation isn't possible or wise, but by releasing the grip the grudge has on your daily mental space. The hurt may stay, the grip can let go. The release returns your energy to you. And the people you have grudges against, whether they ever know it or not, stop quietly costing you the daily attention you have been paying them for years. Next, you have to cut the hours you've been losing to passive watching. That adds nothing to your life. Because most adults spend a meaningful chunk of their daily life absorbing entertainment that produces no value, no learning, no improvement, just the passage of time in a comfortable, undemanding way. You see, the passive hours feel harmless. It feels relaxing. It feels like a reasonable way to recover from the demands of the day. And in small doses, it is. The problem is that it's almost never in small doses. It's hours, daily, for years. And the cumulative time lost is enormous, sometimes equivalent to a part-time job's worth of hours every single year, given to something that produced nothing. Here's the truth. Time is your one truly non-renewable resource. Money can be replaced. Energy can be restored. Time once spent is gone. And the hours you've been spending on passive watching are hours that could have gone into building something, a skill, a relationship, a project, a body of work, a quiet evening of reflection. Almost anything would have been a higher use of those hours than what you were doing with them. The cut doesn't have to be total. You don't have to never relax. But you cut the default mode, the automatic reaching for the same passive entertainment as soon as the workday ends. The hours of watching things you won't remember tomorrow. The mindless inputs that crowd out almost everything else from your evenings. You replace some of those hours with something active, reading, a project of your own, time with somebody you care about, going for a walk, working on a skill. The replacement doesn't have to be productive in a striving sense. It just has to be something that returns energy or builds capacity rather than just running out the clock. Over a year, the reclaimed hours add up to a meaningful body of work or learning. Over a decade, they add up to a life that's been built deliberately instead of one that was eaten by background noise. The cut is small. The compound effect on your life is enormous. Do it this year. Next. You must cut or finish the someday projects that have been sitting unfinished in your life for years. Because most adults are carrying a stable of half-started projects, books they're going to write, businesses they're going to start, courses they're going to take, skills they're going to learn, that have been sitting at 5% completion for so long that the carrying of them has become a quiet weight on the person's identity. You see, each unfinished project is a small open loop in your psyche. Every single day you remember it, you feel a small pang of guilt or unease. You meant to get back to it. You haven't. The unfinished status sits in the background, taking up some mental space, even when you're not actively thinking about it. Multiplied by a dozen unfinished projects, the cumulative drain is real. Here's the truth. You cannot finish most of them. Be honest about that. The version of you that started them was a different version with different priorities. The current version has different things to work on. And the carrying of the old unfinished projects is preventing you from fully committing to the new ones. Because some part of your attention is still split with the unfinished old ones. You got to do an honest inventory. List every someday project that's been sitting incomplete for more than a year. For each one, ask, am I actually going to finish this? Not in theory, in reality. Given my current life, my current priorities, my current bandwidth, is this project actually going to get done? For most of them, the honest answer is no. You're not going to write the book. You're not going to take the course. You're not going to learn the language. They sounded great when you started them. They no longer fit your current life. The cut in those cases is to formally release them, not with guilt, with acknowledgement. You started something, it no longer fits. You're releasing it from your list. The open loop closes. For the few projects that you actually are going to finish, you commit to a deadline this year. The remaining ones, you let go. Both moves free up the mental space the projects had been quietly occupying. And the freed space gets used for the work that's actually current. Listen. So here is what I want you to carry with you. 9 specific things to cut from your life this year. The energy-draining people you've been letting close. The default yes that fills your calendar with low-priority obligations. The recurring expenses that don't earn their place anymore. The self-stories that haven't been true for years. The productivity theater activities that look like work but produce nothing. The need to convince people who were never going to be convinced. The years-old grudges still costing you. The passive watching hours that add nothing. The someday projects sitting unfinished. Every single one of those is something you can begin cutting today with one small action. Not all 9 at once. Pick the one that hit hardest when you heard it. Start with that one. Cut it this month, then move to the next. By the end of the year, you'll have addressed most of the list, and your life will be measurably lighter by every metric that matters. Here's the truth. I am telling you. The lightness you've been wanting is on the other side of these cuts, not on the other side of more adding. The new thing you've been waiting for cannot fit into a life that's already full. Cut what's already there that no longer belongs, and the room opens up for what could come next. I am telling you, this is the most underrated kind of life work. Almost nobody does it. Almost everybody keeps accumulating year after year, decade after decade, until the load is crushing. The wise ones periodically do the great subtraction. They cut, they release, they lighten. And then they get to live the next chapter from a place of space instead of from a place of accumulation. I am telling you, be one of the wise ones this year. Make it the year of the great subtraction. 9 cuts, one at a time, slowly, deliberately, with acknowledgement of what each thing once meant and clarity about why it no longer belongs. By the end of the year, every single day will feel lighter than the day before. You'll be lighter. By the start of next year, you'll have room for the new chapter that's been waiting on you to make room. The cutting is the work. The lightness is the result. And the rest of your life, lived from a lighter place, becomes possible in a way it could never have been from underneath the accumulated weight.